Hello guys and welcome to my channel. Today's video will be a review slash first impressions on the Lilly Los Angeles palette. I am so excited to try this palette out. I've been waiting for so long to make a video about it, and I finally got it in the mail yesterday, and I'm like, I'll sit down and record today and put this video up for you guys. I have the package right here. I did open it already, but I kind of wanted to put it back in the box and have the whole experience with you guys as well, so as if we're opening it together. And I want to show you how it was packaged, how it got sent to me, and what was in it, and you know, like the unit carton and all that stuff. So let's jump right into it. So actually, before we start the video, I would like to do a little background story on Laura. If you guys do not know who Laura is, she is a beauty influencer. She has been on YouTube for plenty years. I would say probably more than 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. I have been following her videos for, I would say, 1.5 to 2 years now. And I've been a really big fan of her, and she has inspired me so much in my everyday life with makeup. She has helped me. She has helped me a lot with makeup, and she's just such a beautiful person inside and out. She is so true. I love watching her videos because she is always honest on her product reviews and everything. She never just tries to cover something just because she likes a person or just because she likes the brand she is talking about, and that inspires me to be the same way, to stay true to my subscribers and my fans. And she's just a really big inspiration to me, and that is why I literally, when she launched her palette, I was wearing the second it would launch, and I immediately bought it because I really wanted to try her product, and I'm so proud of her. She has literally come such a long way. She started from literally zero, and now look at her. She has her own makeup line, and that is just amazing, and that is something to be inspired by. And you know, it's just amazing. It makes me really happy when people start from somewhere and become like everything. Alright, so as I said, you guys, I want to have the whole experience with you. So here is the little pink cute box that it came in with, and of course it has her logo over here. So first things first, it comes with this and then here is the palette. So I just want to mention that the palette actually, this was wrapped around the palette, and the palette itself was wrapped around this pink paper, and it had her sticker on it, which is the same exact logo as over here, as you can see. So with the palette, it came this little picture of her, and it says Cat's Pajamas. Cat's Pajamas is the name of the palette. Cat's Pajamas means pretty much something like a really special person or a really amazing situation. It's pretty much like a phrase. So let's talk about the unit carton that it comes with. I love the details of the flowers, and I love the silver over here. And then in the back, I just want to mention really quick that this is cruelty-free and vegan as well. So I find that amazing. I always, when I buy makeup, I always try my best to find a palette that is vegan and cruelty-free. So when we open it up, we have this beautiful, beautiful palette, you guys. This packaging, I can literally just look at it and I'm zoning out already. It's just beautiful. I love, so the glitter is not chalky. It feels smooth. You can probably tell the texture is smooth as I move it around like this. It is like a smooth glitter, and is really, really glittery. So it says Lilly Los Angeles, which is the name of the brand, of course, and then Cat's Pajamas, which is the name of the palette. And I love the little detail of the kitty and the little paw prints. I thought that was really pretty. And it says on the back her brand's Instagram, YouTube, and that it is cruelty free. So with that being said, let's open up the palette. So when you open it up, of course it has this little protector for your shadows, you know, in case you drop it or anything like that. I don't typically keep these, but depends on the palette, you know how big it is. I am pretty clumsy. So from left to right, we have ocidoki, which is this beautiful vanilla shade. Let me tell you guys, I love when a palette has this vanilla shade because before every makeup look that I do, I always start with a light vanilla shade. I'll give you an example. So in the Girly Pineapple palette, there is a similar one, but a little darker one, vanilla shade. Over here, this is her newer one. And I always use this. If I'm using some palette that does not have that, I always dig in the Girly Pineapple because I use it as kind of my base on my eyes before I start any shadow. That is a good trick to do if you want your shadow to be more pigmented and for the colors to pop. So then next up we have Scatterbrain, which is this beautiful gold shade. And then we have Bomb Diggity, which is this beautiful transition shade. Then we have Cray Cray. I love that word, Cray Cray. I actually use it a lot. And when I saw that name on the palette, I'm like, oh my god, that really reminded me of Laura Lee because she uses it a lot, and I feel like I use it because I got it from her. You know when you like kind of hang out with people and you copy what they say, and like in a sense, like some people, some things they say you said them to, and then you realize and you're like, oh, like maybe I need to stop hanging out with that person. But then we have Cray Cray, and then next up we have this really beautiful copper shade, which is called Redonkulous. Then next up we have Quirky, which is this beautiful plum shimmery shade. Then we have Kooky, and that is like a burgundy, I would say like burgundy and deep purple shade. It's in transition shade as well. Then we have In One Ear, which is kind of like the same, like I would say the same tone. It's just like a shimmery and kind of more to the red side. And then we have Out the Other, which is this purple shimmery shade. I like also the name. I think this is really clever. The In One Ear, Out the Other. And then last but not least we have Oddball, which is this black shadow. I love palettes that have a good black shadow in them. This black has a little bit of shimmer, but we will see how much it will actually show if we use it today. And yeah, you guys. So I think the color range is really, really beautiful and amazing. I love the names. They're really pretty hilarious. And yeah, I think this is a really, really pretty palette overall. So I can't wait to dig in. I have not yet swatched any of them at all. The palette is literally untouched. There's this little black stain over here, but it actually came like this. I did not touch the black shadow whatsoever. You can clearly tell that it has not been... It has not been swatched yet. I do want to mention that today I'm wearing foundation, concealer, bronzer, and I have my brows on. So I did not want to waste any time and take any time away from the video because I wanted to jump right into the palette right away. So let's dig in. Just like any other palette, I will be using primer. So I'll be using my Urban Decay Eyeshadow Potion primer. So we're going to apply that all over our lids. You guys, can we talk about these sleeves though? Like, super duper long. Like, hello! I really love this sweater though. It's so comfy and cozy. And I love the sleeves too. They get in the way sometimes, you know? So you guys, I forgot. We need to zoom in a little bit, you know, because we are doing an eye look, and I want you guys to have a closer look and see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm working the shadows. So let's do that really quick. Alright, you guys, so now that we're up close and personal, let's start this tutorial. So let's grab Okie Dokie over here, this light vanilla shade. So I'm gonna grab a big fluff brush. You guys, I don't even blend my freaking... Pretty much what I did is I removed the primer. I took one of my makeup wipes and I just removed it. So let me just go over it with my foundation brush just to make sure there's no residue from the makeup remover, and let's try this again. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush. I will be taking the Morphe M574 brush, and let's put that all over the lid. I gotta say, you guys, that this palette so far does not have any fallout. I grabbed plenty of product and tap off the excess and go in. I'm pretty much just gonna put this all over my lid. So not a lot of fallout, you guys, at all actually. There's barely any, so that is a good thing. Typically with palettes, I don't really mind if there's fallout. It doesn't bother me personally, as long as the shadows are pigmented and they do have payoff. I really couldn't care less if they have fallout or not. I know some people are sensitive with fallout, so if you are one of those people, just know that this palette barely has any fallout, so that is a plus. So I will be going in with Bomb Diggity next, this shade over here. It is a transition shade, and I will be using actually the same brush that I was using. So let's grab some. A lot of color on the brush, as you can see, and not a lot of fallout. So once again, so let's go in and see how pigmented this is. Alright, she is pigmented for sure. I'm tapping off as much as excess as I have on my brush, but this shade is pretty pigmented, just like Okie Dokie was. This side looks pretty well blended, so let's move to the next one. So you guys, when you are trying a new palette, a tip that I will give to you is, since you do not know how pigmented the colors are, and you are not aware if they're, you know, sheer or really pigmented, it's better to start little by little. So just dip your brush a little in the color and then, you know, build it up as you go, as much as you need to. But it's better if you start with a little rather than starting with a bunch of shadow in your eye and then you're like, oh crap, I messed up. And it's tougher to take away the shadow rather than adding it. Alright, so I will add a little bit more of the shade because I feel like I need a little more, and then we will move on to the next shade of the palette. Alright, so I am really satisfied with the transition color, you guys. It is really pigmented and it blended out so easily. It literally looks seamless. I'm not sure what kind of look I will be going for. I'm not sure if I want to use the plum colors or if I want to use like this topper pretty much. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for it. I really think I'm gonna go for it. So let's go in with Cookie over here. Okay, so for Cookie, I will be grabbing this brush by Morphe. It is the M507. It is kind of pointy in the front. This one is pretty pigmented as well. I have a lot of product on my brush. I will tap off the excess. Let's start from right over here. And I am so happy that I actually decided to go with the plum colors. Let's take a little more and go right over here and bring it over here, kinda. And then blend it in with the other transition color we used before. And let's go and do the same thing on the other eye. You guys, just a little side note, as I mentioned before, these shadows are really, really, really easy to blend. So if you are a beginner, or you know you're having a hard time blending your shadows, you don't really know how to do it, and palettes do not work out for you, I guarantee you this palette will work for you. I will grab a little more of the color, and now I want to focus it on the outer corner mostly, so I will grab my brush and kind of like move it on the outer corner and kind of pack on the color. So grab a little more and pack it on. I want to deepen up more the outer corner than the inner corner. And kind of, you know, just do this motion and bring it back and forth and just keep it and tuck it in the outer corner, and then bring what's left in the front. Same thing with the other eye. We will do top of the axis, and then let's tuck it in over here. And then let's bring whatever is left over in the front. You guys, let me tell you, this is a really pretty color. I've actually haven't really played with a color like this shade. I have played with purples and burgundies, but this is a really unique shade, you guys. It's really, really pretty. It looks really flattering on the eyes. It looks really nicely blended. And it just looks flawless, honestly. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna cut the crease just a little bit, not like anything like really intense cut crease. I want to keep this look simple and cute at the same time, and easy to do, of course. I do not want to make it hard on anybody. So let me grab like a flat brush like this one over here. And let's do a little concealer. I will use my Tarte Shape Tape. I always use this concealer to cut the crease. It is the perfect concealer, has the perfect consistency to do so. So let's go ahead and grab that, and let's cut our crease a little bit. So what I do to cut the crease is I put the concealer on the back of my hand, and I just pretty much blend it out and put it on my brush. And let's go in and cut the crease. I'm gonna come a little closer because I need to be closer to the mirror as well. So let's start from the inner corner and going up there, and let's go for it. Alright, so I'll just leave it at that. Pretty soft cut crease. And let's do the same thing on the other eye. Alright, so typically after a cut crease, you guys, we fill it in with color, of course. So for the color, I was thinking of originally going with this one in one ear, but I'm actually going to go with Scatterbrain. This beautiful, beautiful gold shade over here. So I will be taking a flat brush. This one is the Morphe M124 brush. And I will be taking this and dipping it in Scatterbrain. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's pick it up. It looks like it has a lot of pigment. So you guys, always when I use shimmery shades, I always wet them. So I will be using my Morphe setting spray. I had to wet my brush, and I did put the color on both sides. So let's tap off the axis, and so my brush is wet, and let's go in. It is definitely not like a bam in your face gold, but I am sure if you build it up, you can make it be that way if you wish. So the reason why I wet my brush with a shimmery shade, you guys, is not only because it makes the shade be more pigmented, it is because also so you do not have fallout on your foundation. That is the last thing you want, to have like a beautiful foundation and then have fallout and it is kind of tough to get out. But what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna take the brush that I used Cookie with, and I'm gonna just dip it just a tad and tap off the excess, and let's just go over here and take a little away from the gold, and then just enhance the cut crease again. So just slowly go around the gold shade and just enhance that line of the cut crease so it looks more blended rather than a harsh line of concealer that we did before. So now we have like a beautifully blended cut crease. So last step I would like to do, guys, is I really want to dig in this black shade, you guys, but I will take it really light. I promise you. I do not want it to be this pigmented. I want it to be like just a slight smokiness on the outer corner. So what we're gonna do for that is I'm gonna take this kind of pencil brush. It's the Morphe M574. It looks something like this, and I will take just like a tad of this black shadow. Ooh, it is pigmented. So tap off as much excess as you can, because we don't want it to be pigmented. We just want to have this little smoky effect on the outer corner. So let's do like kind of like a V over here, kind of like a 1 and 2. So like a V. It is pretty pigmented, you guys, and I did not pick up a lot of shadow. So what I'm gonna do, I have a towel right over here. I'm just gonna like wipe it off a little bit and then work with what I have on my lid, which is plenty for what I am going for. By all means, if you are trying to do like a really smoky night look, then go ahead and grab more of the black, but be careful with it. It is pretty pigmented. Now that we have our eyes done, you guys, I really love how this came out. It is so pretty, and it really reminds you of fall. Fall is here, and this palette is just a perfect representation of this season. I'm gonna apply lashes off camera really quick, and then I will come back and do the lower lash line and the rest of my face. Okay, you guys, so I went ahead and added lashes, and I also added a liquid lipstick. This beautiful liquid lipstick is by Morphe, and it is called Jealousy. I'm sure a lot of people feel that for Laura Lee at this point with her big success, but let's not talk about that. No. Another thing I want to add is actually blush and highlight. Of course, can't forget about that. So I will be using this fluffy blush for highlight, and I will be dipping in my Makeup Forever palette. I'm not sure of the name of this. I got this blush trio, and I am actually loving it. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I love this pinky blush, and I'll just add a little bit, like a tad, just to give a flush on the cheeks. Alright, so there's our blush, and let's move on to my favorite part of doing makeup, other than using this amazing palette, is highlights, of course, duh. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for highlight, you guys. I think I'm gonna do something goldy ish. Or shall I do putty highlights? I think I'm gonna go in with my putty highlight by Stila. This is in shade Kitten. Oh, it's like cat. The whole tutorial is gonna be cat related, guys. So this one I usually grab with my fingers. That is a really beautiful shade, and I'll just pack it on here. This highlighter, you guys, is the bomb.com. Like, it literally just melts in your face. It is one of my top favorite highlighters. So this look is pretty much complete, you guys. I only have to do setting spray, and then I will be done. I will be using the same setting spray that I used, my Morphe. I love this setting spray. My favorite. I love how it sprays. I love how it lasts. I love just everything about it. add a bunch because you obviously want to keep this beautiful makeup look on all day long. So yeah, you guys, this is the complete look with the Lilly palette. I really enjoyed the palette, from the design, the names, the quality. Of course, the quality is a big thing when you're buying any product, and overall this palette, I give it a 10 out of 10. It was amazing in every way. I'm so satisfied with the color range, how the shadows blended amazingly and so effortlessly. This palette can be for beginners, it can be for anybody to try and play with, and that is the good thing, the great thing about this palette. It is absolutely amazing. And yeah, there's literally no negatives for me to say about this palette. So yeah, guys, this is the whole tutorial on the Lilly Los Angeles palette today. Thank you so much for sticking around with me and getting ready with me to create this beautiful eye look, ready for fall with these perfect lips. So yeah, before you go, I want to give you a little more details about the product, about the palette. We talked about how much is it, where you can find it. So the palette retails for $40. Of course, I believe that that is a really reasonable price, considering that Lilly just started her makeup line, and the amazing quality of the shadows are totally worth the price. So that is how much it retails for. So it is currently sold out on the Lilly Los Angeles website, but it will be available in the Morphe website. So Morphe Cosmetics, it will be available there then on the 27th. So if you missed the launch of the palette and you did not have the chance to get it, you can still get it on Morphe.com on the 27th for the same price, of course, plus shipping. And yeah, that's all, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support you gave me on the last video, or your comments, your likes, and your subscriptions really mean the world to me. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.